Hello! Welcome! Sorry, the game would not start up for whatever reason. Um, there we go. Oops. No! I just closed out my entire chat window. Okay, I think it's back. There we go. Oh, I just messed up my whole thing! Going well so far. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. God, I had like this whole like thing in my head I was gonna say on the intro, and then that all happened. So yeah. I was thinking though, like, what if I just started all my streams with like, hello, cool cats? I don't know, that would be really cheesy and stupid, but I feel like I need something more unique. I don't know. Also, happy International Women's Day. You know what that means if you'd like to support me, a woman. My tip link is down below. Anyway, we're gonna jump right in. I'm gonna start on the main today. I've been trying to actually go back and fix some of the things on my main, like some of my builds, get them better and all that. But we got lots going on. So we got the event, which I am like really close to possibly not finishing that, unfortunately. Let's get our stuff. Okay, and then I keep getting that pop-up for that quest I don't want to do. Alright, let's start some more also. Oh, why not get some shape-shifting lockets? Why not? What was that? Someone tried to blow up security? Haha, just Deep Space Nine things. I love that passive earning. Okay, perfect. And then we got some reputation to do. I've been so on top of my reputation lately after everyone roasted me for not being on top of it. So, yeah. We are at tier 3 now for discovery. Excellent. Definitely do the daily for that one. And we're kind of running out of things here, but that's fine. Anti-Borg thing. We are getting so many prisoners from duty officer assignments. I don't know what I'm going to do with them all. Look at all these ship devices, too. Actually, while I'm here, because I was gonna drop some into the account bank for other use, if they're not bound to character, which they might be. I don't know. Okay, where's the bank and exchange little area? Is that there? Yeah, right here. Yes. Alright, let's see. We can put them in there. Ah, we can! Okay, this is gonna make my life a lot easier if I can get rid of at least 2 stacks of these. I'll do the phaser and the quantum torpedo, and I know exactly who's gonna go grab those later, but... there we go. And then I'm gonna take one of these battery stacks too. Or can we stack these together? Yes, we can. I feel like I don't need engine batteries as much on ships with a decent turn rate, so because I am flying in the Edison right now, and it's very nice. Build sucks ass, don't even look at it. I've been working on it in process. That's why it sucks, because I like cleared everything out, and so like I have the bare minimum. We only okay. We barely have enough time. If I play this tomorrow morning. Yeah, trust tomorrow's the 9th. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. It doesn't end tomorrow. I can do this. I know I can do it. Okay, we're gonna do the conduit today. Also, if you saw on Twitter, I've been talking about, like, very seriously, doing an Orion
the situation is grim.
Cosplay soon.
Begin by
Probably will be like a little OC moment. I really should, like, design an actual OC before I do it, but I probably won't. I'll probably just make it up as I go after, like I do with other OCs. But, yeah, could be fun. So, yeah, I'm over here just, like, looking on, like, Shein, knowing that Shein is bad, but, like, I'm, like, too broke to go get things anywhere else right now.
Scanning the nanite transformer. Done.
I just saw that, like, green dress, and I was like, this would make such a good Orion outfit. Like, I could be so hot. Reach my full power. I was going to do an Andorian first, but I actually am not sure if I like the wig I have or not. So, I'll probably do an Orion first, because I know my wig will work for that.
The nanite probes repair the transformers. Stop them.
I'm getting very close to them. Way too close. This is fine.
The probe is closing in on the transformer. Destroy it.
Drop one of these, because why not?
The probe is repairing a transformer. Destroy it. Quickly.
I'm gonna hit them with some perk reinforcements.
Ford have repaired their transformers.
Where is everyone? If they're not... I thought they were all over there killing the other transformer, but I guess they weren't paying attention to the probes. Oh well. I do not want that. I am tired of all this junk in my inventory. Oh, I forgot to turn my pink light on. That's not the pink, there's the pink. I was thinking something looked a little off on my camera, because I usually have the pink on. All is right in the world now. Okay, what do I want today? I was working on
Sensors
some Delta
confirm that the
reputation.
transwarp conduit has been destroyed. However, our scans of this...
Yee. And I'm back. Yeah, if it resets in 20 hours, I still have 1 day and almost 20 hours. So, I should be good. I should be fine. I feel like I've said that I'm gonna fail this event so much, and then I probably won't, hopefully. Do we have anything else we can do? I don't want to spend Gold Crest Latinum on communications arrays. Okay. What was I doing besides this? Alright, I spent way too long grinding in the Borg zone for not getting shit. Zenkethi ground. Where do you even get Zenkethi ground? You can find Zenkethi in TFOs and story missions. Okay, so there's not like a zone, I guess. Maybe I should switch to an antiproton. Antiproton weapon. I think I've got, yeah, Tetrion and Disruptor damage. I do have some anti... Can I not say antiproton today? Okay. We'll do that for now. Now I gotta go find some ground something to do. I need to do some quick research. I can't spell Zenkethi. Okay. Okay. Why can I not find like a list? Like, just give me a list. TFOs, please. Is this a space one? Or that doesn't look like... That does not look like information. Yes! This is like my main. So, I have the whole crew in rainbow jackets. I'm just trying to find... Oh look, someone asked this exact question on Reddit. Hello? Wait, did you still need an RCS console? I don't think so. I did? I don't remember what we were talking about the other day. I just I don't know where to go find Zenkethi for my endeavors. Yeah, I was probably on another. I have now solved my fleet issues, so I have been able to go and get uh like the good console and everything. It's ground. That's why it's hard, because I keep seeing all this Zenkethy front business, and I'm like, that is a space. That is a space TFO. But yeah, ground is an episode. I have to do the whole episode. I don't remember which one it was. I know it was in here somewhere. Yeah, I remember the episode. Not Delta Quadrant. New Frontiers. Ah, here, yes, okay. I don't have to do the whole thing, the Zenkethy show up pretty early. I don't know, it depends on if there's like anything
have discovered
good.
some unusual activity in an unexplored region of the Alpha Quadrant. The data suggests another weaponized use of proto.
Oh, but I can
similar
get
to
some
what happened
shit
recently
if
at
I
Draconis
finish
3.
it.
The Klingons have sent a ship out to assist with the Lucari investigation there.
I don't think I have those. I think I...
If the Zenkethy are involved, we need to know about it fast.
Space trait. Do I have that one? Regenerative control synergy. Definitely don't have that one there. Oh, I should grab these traits since I apparently don't have them. Alright, here we go! Yeah, I was just looking for something easier. But it's fine. What does it want from me? There's only one ground TFO with Zenkethy in it, and it's a pain in the butt. Some TFOs I am not a fan of, I must say. Okay. Alpha Quadrant Paranzi system. I don't know how you say that. Alright, let's go. Let's go get some, dino-looking boys. And I did also switch to an antiproton weapon, but I think it's... Shit, I'm gonna get all my endeavors today for once. This was the only one I was wondering. Okay. Oh, so it's just, do an active mission. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. See, I've been doing much better. I think last time I was at rank like 6 or 7. I've been doing them daily recently because I have well, what happened? Funny story. Life update sorta, but not really. I've been like working on this. I've been working on editing this Star Trek commentary video I made. Just kind of like a quick little like testing the waters sort of like generic analysis thing. Just kind of talking about some of things. But yeah, I for whatever reason, I don't know why, but this past week I usually love editing, and I usually find editing like sometimes like it is repetitive and sometimes it does suck, but I usually find it like kind of relaxing, I guess. And so And so, like, it's weird because, like, every time I've tried to sit down to edit this video for the past week, like, I cannot get it done. I don't know what it is, but my brain just completely shuts off and is like, it's like, I cannot do this. Like, I feel, like, shaky. I'm like, I cannot edit today. And so, what do? Go to Star Trek Online. God. But, yeah. I honestly should get better, probably, at, like, I don't know, giving opinions on TFOs, but there's so many of them I don't like. I want everyone to remember, the only reason I am playing this game so hardcore is because of y'all! It's literally only because I come on here and have, like, the community. Because otherwise, like, I would still play it, but I would not play it nearly this much, you know? Like, I would not really have a reason to, and I wouldn't have a reason to stream it as much if it was not for the community, I won't lie, so... I know exactly how you feel. Sometimes when I go to work on a video, my brain just does not want to let me do anything. Literally, that happens sometime on stream. Luckily, it's been getting a little better since my streams have been a little bit more active. But there was some times, like last year, that I absolutely had to cancel streams because my brain was like, nope. And then... And it wasn't just that, it was like, I literally, like, could not leave my bed, you know, depression life, but...
Guavan, I am General Rode. Secure. Do you have any...
No, I wanna go!
And eager to begin
The other thing, too, is I've also been working more to improve my setup overall, basically to make it more comfortable for grinding Star Trek Online.
It looks like we have another incident to study.
Proto-matter is a weapon of a coward.
Like, I'm over here, like, my Amazon cart just has, like, a bunch of, like, wrist cushions and, like, other things. I mean, they'll help if I'm editing stuff, too, but mostly because, like, I can't sit long enough to grind Star Trek Online as it is, so... And apparently spend 6 hours trying to get, older games to work that, you know, just aren't, because all the files are corrupted, apparently. Either, like, here's the thing, I could never truly figure out if the reason the Fallen wouldn't run was because the file was corrupted, or because, like, Windows 10. I could never figure it out, and I'm very sad, because I remember playing the game back in the day. Like, that's how I know that, like, I have the game, that it works. But I think it's probably honestly a Windows 10 thing. Because back when I played it, I think it was Windows 7? Could be wrong. Maybe even older than that.
If so, it was a poor
Because it was not new. It was not new when I played it, is all I'm saying. I was like, what, 2 years old in 2000 when it came out? Like, I was not playing The Fallen at 2 years old. Yeah, no, I'm still, like, mad about it, because I spent 6 hours trying to get that game to work after the failed stream. And honestly, like, I got so fed up, I don't know if, I'm going to have a retro game for tomorrow's stream, and it'll probably just be Star Trek Online again.
But one quite different from the first.
Because, like, I played Elite Four so much at this point, I feel like everybody's kind of bored of it. There's only so much you can do with that game. What was that? God.
Let's figure this out quickly before more lives are lost.
Also, I added this little pop of pink, like pinkish red to this ship, and I am vibing with it. I like that we can add fun colors to our ships in Star Trek Online. We can go do other retro Star Trek games. There's several on. Yeah, no, I've looked at those, and Bridge Commander's like the top of my list, but I feel like, oh, wait, we're still going.
I'm detecting it. I suppose you have some...
Alright. No, so my thing is, like, I've built Bridge Commander up so much in my head, I'm kind of afraid to play it on stream now, because, like, what if, like, I don't like it? What if I'm that one person that doesn't like it? It's one of the ones, I never ended up playing,
There's
like,
been a
back
large-
in the day, even though... I mentioned this before, like, my dad got me a whole bunch of, like, older Star Trek games back in the day, but it's like, some of the good ones are on...
Our scans are showing the...
Unclear at the moment.
The one thing, too, is, like, I honestly got to the point, so the one issue with the Fallen 2 was, like, I don't have a disk drive in my computer. Like, it's like,
Around 50 ships were involved in the battle. Many were...
I'm, like, lost with what's going on. I'm just here to kill some Sinkethy! Anyway.
This is all that is left of a Sinkethy vessel. It appears perhaps the...
Get up! I'm stuck. Yeah, and maybe I will just go, like...
I'm receiving a distress call. It's very faint. I'm sending you the coordinates.
What? There might be...
Ah, wrong way. Yeah, no, that's the thing, is like... I think that's why the thing with the, I think that's why the Fallen was not working, is because I was working off of a, old file from, like, forever ago from the disk, basically. But it's like, I have no way to put in a disk! The only thing is, like, I could technically go get an external disk drive. I don't know how well 100% they work or anything. I'd have to do some research, but it is like a possibility. I just feel like it's a lot of work for me to play like a small handful of games, because like retro games are still not like my main thing, right? Like my main thing is Star Trek Online now. So
I'm saved.
I actually really should update my intro soon, I think. Because back when I made it, Star Trek Online was not my main, and I'm feeling like... I need a more Trekkie intro, I don't know. Maybe when I paint myself green, I'll do my intro in green.
Whatever this thing kept...
Are we gonna beam down finally? Optical drives are so obsolete, they're dirt cheap. No, see, that's fair, but I feel like a working one, like, I don't know, feels like... The ones that I looked at were, that were like a USB plug-in. They're so beautiful, though.
We now walk on the path to battle, Commander. Fight well. Do not
We must fight these people fight.
I'm too far away. Why did they keep going that way, away from me? This is fine. Take him out. I'll honestly probably just play the whole episode though, just cause, why not? Get those traits. Oh, oops. Pardon me, IKS core. Yeah, and I'm aware of those. However, like, there are so many issues that come with that.
I'd say the Rascalva did quite well in the first battle.
Good battle. Well fought. Honor of victory
Bye.
is ours.
What is that? Do I need an engineering console? No, I don't need that. Goodbye. I am flying the Edison Temporal Warship. Eee. With, you know, my own cute little touches, of course. I was gonna switch out for not another tactical. Yeah, why not? Bring the Ferengi along. If you have the registration codes for your old games, you can usually redeem a Steam copy with them. But if they're not on Steam... Well, apparently sometimes it is if it's, like, not installed directly from the original disc, which, like I said, I can't do on my computer because, you know, no disk drive. One day. Oh, oops.
The Kaon particle traces lead into the valley ahead of us.
Oh, I see. They followed the waterfall.
They followed the
The
waterfall!
rocks here are causing a lot of interference. We should take another set of scans to get our bearings.
Yeah, I think the thing is, it's like, a lot of these games don't have, like, any, support for them anymore, and so you can't, like, they're not on Steam, nobody has, like, any of that, because I think Half-Life is on Steam, actually, like, you can still get it. But I only know, like, GOG has, like, or however you say that. I always call it GOG, I don't know. They have, the only source for Retro Trek games that I know, and I want them to have more, so I can just not go through all of this pain and suffering. Like, please bring us the Fallen. They just...
They're big
yeet!
and angry.
I'm sorry.
So be it. Attack!
Oh, okay. I feel like there's like so many, like, I don't know.
You will not stop us.
I honestly would own the entire collection of all the Trek games that GOG has, except I am constantly broke all the time. Yeah. Like... No, literally, I'm over here and it's like, look, I have, like, creating content is expensive. Creating content is expensive on its own, so, like, and I don't make back what I invest into my content. So, like, I have that, and then I have, on top of that, you also have, ooh, we phase shifted.
Scans indicate they took the path to the east.
Alright, here we go.
Why would they destroy entire planets?
I can't remember all the ones I've played, like I couldn't give you like a whole comprehensive list. I've enjoyed most of them.
For some reason.
I won't lie, but I'm also a
I'm reading
gigantic nerd who enjoys everything Star Trek, and I'm willing. I also have a high tolerance for cursed shit. I won't. There we go. Like, I have complaints with a lot of Star Trek games. I have complaints with Voyager Elite Force, which was, like, one of my favorite games ever, like I have said many times. But, yeah. Yeah, I haven't gotten to Fleet Command because it's a mobile game. I know you can play it on PC, but I just don't know if it's, like, very good to play on PC. Like, I don't think it would be any better, is what I mean.
They are using delaying tactics. We must be getting close.
The path continues down from here. The protomatter bomb is still ahead of us.
Exactly the same as it is on mobile. See, exactly. My dad actually plays Fleet Command.
Levels are rising. We're getting closer to the protomatter bomb.
Yeah, I'm still working on getting all the right weapons I want on my Edison build, because I put like phaser consoles on it, so I now need to go get better phasers. I don't know. It's a work in progress. Yeah, my thing is like mobile games are always so like simplistic to me. Like the only one that I actually play right now is the Sanrio like dress up game essentially. It's called Hello Sweet Days, and it's like, oh, it's addictive. But that's like my personal thing, and the only reason that keeps me coming back to it is because it requires 0 brain power. And like, yeah, there's some other mobile games, but like my thing is if I have to like think about it, then I just want to go play an actual game on my computer, you know? Like, yeah, I don't. That's the other thing too. I have even issues with. Oh, we're supposed to speak to them. Oops.
Here. I'm
reading a tunnel behind. Move swiftly, and we can take them by surprise.
Here.
Look, they've set up the protomatter bombing.
I'm over here like, look.
They only left a few guards.
Like, look, I have a college degree and still working retail. That is how the economy is going. I don't have money to spend on mobile games. Like, imagine the power I'd have if I actually did spend money on Star Trek Online even. But, like, I don't even do that, and I play this game, like, all the time, so...
Oh my. That is a huge...
More Zentethi.
Uh-oh.
Defend them,
Ah!
Shutting down Pylon Alpha.
For honor! For the Empire!
A Star Trek game about a civilian character? Now that would be kind of fun, I feel like. Especially because, like, I feel like the civilians, like, are impacted by Starfleet, if that makes sense, even if they're not directly, like, in Starfleet. That'd be kind of interesting. Star Trek Resurgence. I have not heard of that, but I am probably out of the loop on everything. We're getting so much Star Trek content now, like, I can never keep up. Uh-oh. Well, that's Beta. Where's Alpha? There we go.
Shutting down Pylon Beta now.
Oh, okay, we're supposed to shut them down. I was like, what? A new story-based game? Interesting. I do love me some story. Believe it or not, I started playing Star Trek Online for the story. And played it for that for several years, until I even cared about my build to begin with. Alright. I still can't get that anti-proton endeavor. Come on.
Pylon Beta is shut down.
Pull out the exocops again.
Is down. We're all clear.
chonky and beautiful. Ah! I keep hitting the wrong keys. Get the rest of them.
It's done. All of the bombs are...
Word from the core.
Are you kidding me? I was that close to... There's nothing else to shoot? No. Why? This is fine.
Alliance vessels.
So done.
We do not wait till your choice. Right now.
Alright, this is fine. Trying not to be mad about it. I'm gonna have to go do more ground shit. Oh wait, actually we're going to do Romulus. I can get the rest there, it's fine. Even though I really hate that weapon. I was not vibing with it. I liked my other one better. Ah! Ah! Okay. Oh. Oops. Alright! Just another day in the life of Jazi! Okay. I literally was like, fine, and then all of a sudden... That's the thing, is I wasn't even expecting it. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. Oh, it's because I think those things take your shields out really fast. I think that's why. Yeah. Oh, god damn it! Why are they so mean? How do you like it, huh? God. Oh my god, no! What the hell was that? Commander ship does diffusive Tetrion torpedo spread. Okay. I don't know, this one is not going down. I feel like we don't see the Zenkethi very much, so I feel like I have not fought as many of them as, like, other things. But that commander ship was not going down, so... I'll drop one of those for it. Okay. They're pretty prominent in the story arc, but yeah, we don't see them much of them beyond that. Yeah, I don't think I've really replayed this story arc much. I think I did it the one time, in all honesty. Like, I literally think I played this like one time and then never touched it again because I haven't reached this point with most of my other characters. And also on the one I skipped ahead to Gamma Quadrant and then never looked back.
This is far from over.
I love their little mouths.
Will not be denied. Let them flee. You may be right.
I think we...
Oh, nope, I wanted to leave.
Let them. You may.
Help me. Okay. Yeah, that's what confused me so much when we first got the Zenkethi. I was like, who are the Zenkethi? Like, did they just make this up and then finds out,
So it's true.
like...
The Zenkethi have a
Finds out,
proto-matter bomb.
I find out, you know, in the,
All those lives.
one Deep
No
Space
one in the
Nine
Alliance is
episode,
comfortable
they're...
with the Zenkethi having a weapon of genocide. What happened to those planets could happen to
I
any world in
feel
Alliance
like-
space.
I feel like
We
I
need to
that.
know more about it and how to stop it. We need to know more about these crystals you mentioned as well.
Yeah. We'll get the ground one for now. I feel like I always need help with ground, you know what I mean? Oh, look at this contraband I've got stacked! I had more, but I actually delivered some to the Starfleet security officer, on Deep Space Nine when I was there. Alright, new Romulus time. I think I can transwarp there. That's not it. Can we not transwarp there? Alright, this is fine. I guess I can go back to... Alright, have fun with D&D. I miss playing D&D. So what were those sectors? Oh, so it is in the Azure sector, yes. Your Watcher are based on an alien antagonist from Enterprise that only appeared in one episode. They made a whole enemy faction out of the Voth who only appeared in one episode of the Voyager. Yeah, so, yeah, but I feel like with, the wrong thing. There we go. I feel like in, like, with the Voth, like, they at least, like, existed, sort of? Like, I remember the Voth, you know? Like, I did not remember the Zenkethi until I went back and was watching, like, that one episode and was like, oh, right. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I love this game, just because, like, they give us good content. And, like, in my brain, it's canon. Even though I know it's not, but it is in my brain. Zoom. Okay. The Iconians too. Like, at least the Iconians had like something established, but literally all we ever got was like just mentioned like just mentioned a little bit, like, basically in, like, name only, and they were heading to Zenkethi and almost destroyed the ship. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying over here, is I'm like, no, the ships is cool, but I'm, like, talking story-wise, like, new Romulus, like, for real, like, that would be so cool. Because I really like what they've done with, like, the little, I don't know, vibes. Oh yeah, no, for sure. I already said I was going to cosplay an Orion one day, and this is just one cool way to do it. I'm going to order the dress after I do my taxes and get my tax refund, and then I can have money for once. I also really would love to see like canon Iconian vibes. I think, nope, that's not it. Oh, I actually have not done the ending of the new Romulus arc on this character, I suppose. I don't want to. I do have some research though, I can go and hand that off. Okay, probably have to wait just a couple more minutes to get a new Romulus alert mission. Meanwhile, we can have our chat about the stuff. Survivors of the Iconian Empire were mentioned in this season of Discovery. Apparently it wasn't actually meant to be a reference to STO. Fair, no, like, for real, I will be honest, for whatever reason, after I saw the premiere of Picard, Discovery kind of just left my brain for a while, so for whatever reason I don't remember that. But... yeah, so 7 more minutes. Anybody got any other canon wish list for Star Trek? I don't think I've ever... Okay, so after seeing the premiere of Picard, am like super, super excited for Picard. I was not sure I was gonna like it, just cause like I liked season 1, but like anytime that they involve time travel, I just kind of take a step back and I'm like, am I going to hate this? Like, am I really going to hate this? But based on how they did the first episode, I'm actually hopeful they will, be able to do the time travel thing in a way that's going to be fun and cool, and also, I'm sorry, I'm not going to try to spoiler too much, but if you haven't seen the episode, you should maybe leave. I feel like most of us have seen it by now, though I used to be that person who wasn't able to watch it for like months on end because I did not have Paramount Plus, and now I do. So... yeah, no, for real, like, but the thing is, it's like, I feel like they're doing an entire season of it, and that's what always made me a little bit hesitant, but I think they're gonna do it really well, honestly, so I'm not even mad. So, but also Star Trek 4 is, like, top tier. That reminds me, I haven't gotten the chance to watch all the bonus features on my Star Trek 4 Collector's Edition yet. Yeah. I think it's like half the season? Interesting. Yeah, no, well, from the preview, they're just like, hello, here is all the time travel from the 21st century, though I kind of am excited for them to, like, cover a little bit of the 21st century, because I feel like one thing that, and I know in the context of the show it probably wouldn't have worked, but I kind of wish that Discovery did have a time travel episode to the past, but now they did that whole jump to the future thing, so, like, now it wouldn't make sense, but I feel like that's something I wish that we could have. Maybe they'll do it in Strange New Worlds. I doubt it, since they're giving it to us in Picard, but, like, I would love just, like, and the other thing, too, is I know they're intentionally keeping Strange New Worlds just under wraps, like we have seen nothing, basically. But I don't know, I kind of hope that they give us some more episodic format, because we know it can be done, because Lower Decks is very episodic, as opposed to, serialized, and so I kind of hope, like, we could have that, maybe, like, just like a really silly, not too serious time travel episode from Strange New Worlds, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, also the thing too, that's the thing too, like, so y'all know about, like, the temporal Cold War in Star Trek Online. Like, I feel like that's kind of, perhaps hinted at a little bit in the, in Discovery's, like, some of the rules they have kind of for the 31st, 32nd or whatever century they're in the far future. Cause I'm over here and it's like, some bad shit had to have happened at this point. Yeah, but, like, they never fully immersed us in that. Here's my gripe with Enterprise. Here's my gripe with Enterprise, though. Look, I mean, I know they're playing off the little bit we got in Enterprise, but, like, I can dream, right? Like, cause, Star Trek Online developed it so much more, and that's why I'm just like, But anyway. No, so, like, my gripe with Enterprise was just, like, the way that they set all these arcs up, and then, just, the end. Like, what? Absolutely what the fuck? Like, it's just... Like, I was so mad. They set up, like, because here's the thing. I did not watch Enterprise until much later in life. I had seen episodes here and there, but it was the one Star Trek series that I did not have any interest in, for whatever reason, and so I didn't watch it. Like, I had watched all of the other, series from, like, you know, age 9, but I had not seen a lot of Enterprise until I was, like, at least 18. I might have even been 19 or 20 when I actually watch it. No, I was 18 when I watched it. Yeah, no, so, but still. In the timeline of my life, it's very weird for me to have watched a Star Trek series that late. But yeah, it's like, they set up Section 31, like, plot lines. Now, granted, we did get some of that in Discovery, but it did not hit the same. I wanted to see the origins, you know? Like, I hope we get a Section 31 series, and I hope it's either during the time when it's, like, secret, I feel like, in the 24th century, or it's, like, back in Enterprise time. Though, I would want one of those two timelines if they did a Section 31 focused series, personally. Oh, we are doing insect repellent. Okay, fuck. I know I had one of these. Yeah. That trouble's probably gonna multiply. This is fine. No! Yeah, the thing... Oh, okay, actually, I covered this point in my video. So, spoiler alert. I so badly, like, want more content with, like, where they talk about, like, the augments, and also just, like, generally, No, I have an insect repellent I never got rid of from the last time I was on New Romulus, I suppose. Yay! Okay. No, I don't think anyone's helping with the insect repellent, but this is fine. No, so that's the thing, is they set it up to the point where it wasn't even like it was an incomplete arc. They didn't even start the arc for real. They just, like, gave us a little tease and then never, ever revisited it. Because the show was gone. And then the thing, too, is the finale, okay, like, I get that the finale was bad because of circumstances, but I will never forgive Enterprise for ending so badly. Like, I know it wasn't their fault, But I will just continue to blame Rick Berman, and so, you know, I will be at peace with myself. Why am I still seeing this hidden, oops, I walked way too far into that. Why am I still seeing the hidden message playback? What is that? And why? I already clicked on it. Like, yeah, I already, what the hell? Okay. I think Strange New Worlds is going to be doing at least some stuff with the augments because we know 2 of the characters in the show are related to Khan. See, that would be cool. I hope that they just full send with that and go all the way. The thing also that is really interesting too is I covered this in my video because I was talking about like the Deep Space Nine. They're not the augments, so to speak. Like, they don't call them augments. They just refer to them as like genetically altered in some way. So they are kind of augmented, but like they don't call them that, I guess. So, because the augments were more of the earlier generation of genetic enhancement. But that's the thing, is like that entire thing in Deep Space Nine bothers me so much, especially as I realize how much I identify with like Bashir and some other characters. Like it really just rubs me the wrong way. So it's like, and also the thing too is that was so obviously a metaphor in a way. And it was just big victim blaming vibes. Like, you know, at least like okay, Khan did bad things, but like all these people did not do anything bad. They just were living their lives for a decision that like their parents basically made for them. So yeah, I have some more rant about that in my upcoming video that I keep not editing. But I keep walking way too far into them, and then they get me. Oh yeah, we're just talking about Star Trek, as you do. Okay, what? Ooh, is that it? We didn't even complete it! Oh, no, here's more, okay. We still have a chance! Where's the bugs? More bugs. Yee! Nice. We got some slots available for... Alright, now time to unpack all my rewards. Yes! Okay, what do I need? I think I need... I know I need delta marks, because I always need delta marks. Because I started a whole bunch of, like, equipment requisition things and then never finished them, and now they're just sitting there. I need to go shoot something to get this last endeavor. Let's go find where there's violence on New Romulus. I know there's gotta be some somewhere. Eventually, if you start running around here, someone will, I keep hiccuping. Someone will start shooting at you. Probably shouldn't have drank sparkling water before stream. That's what this is. Like, what the hell is this, though? How do I get rid of it? I don't want it anymore. This area is very confusing. was gonna say, I was like, there's so many things you can just find here. I love the purple water. Should I just transport straight over to... What is the Tholian area? Area? It always happens, I can never... There we go. Teleport to the crater. Yes. Yeah, it was like the Tholians are like way back here, but I think they start over here, but I'm not sure exactly. I might have to run the whole zone in here again. I'm gonna have to do this whole thing again anyway at some point, so might as well do it now. Why not? Then we can shoot some things, and then it'll give me my damage for the day. Yeah, exactly. Why not? Oh, thank you for the Twitter follows, everyone. This is gonna take, like, a year, I guess. There we go. I love this cave! It's so pretty.
I'm very glad you could take time to...
Someone will shoot at us soon. I did this way back before I knew the efficient way of doing these missions. Because I left the whole instance, and then now I have to do it all again. To input the codes. Ah! Miss the old Star Trek where each episode was something different. Yeah, so it's really just two different formats of TV. Like, it's episodic versus serialized TV, and that's the thing is, like, I like serialized stories, but it's also like, serialized TV is kind of like what everything is now, because, they have to basically, like, stuff for streaming service, there's a lot more stuff now that's kind of designed to be binged, if that makes sense, whereas old Star Trek was kind of to, basically, like, kind of just, like, you could pick it up and watch it wherever. So that's why it's, like, it's a lot easier getting my friends into Next Generation, for example, than it is getting them into Deep Space Nine. Because Deep Space Nine was the first Star Trek series that we got a more serialized format, which Deep Space Nine, like... It's just so good, and the fact that it, like, holds up to this day just shows how good it is, I feel like. But, I don't, like I said, I absolutely don't mind the new Trek at all. Like I said, I have, like, criticisms of all of it, but the format for me is not really one of the big things. But yeah, it's the streaming market. As someone who, studied this in college, the way that streaming has just shaped, like, how everything is made now, is honestly, like, really fascinating. I never got to dig, like, too deep into it, but,
I managed to clear up some of the interference.
It's one of the like, biggest, like, effects on the industry, too. Because the thing is, it's like, there's the Tholians. The thing, too, is it's, like, it shaped, like, how, people are demanding things change in Hollywood too, because of just how like streaming has just completely changed everything about the like film landscape. Actually, some of the writers of oh, wait, I missed some. Okay. Discovery had a rocky start. Second season was better. Yeah, I actually agree. Like, I really liked Discovery from the beginning, but I feel like it has just only gotten better over time, which I feel like you honestly, like, have to. But that's the thing, too, about people who complain too much about, like, the new series. Because it's like, every single one of the Star Trek series started out kind of like bottom tier. Like, look at the first season of Next Generation even. Like, it was not that good. So it's like it kind of has to build. But okay, some of the writers of TNG and Voyager wanted to do more serialized stories, but the producers were always against it because of the you miss one episode and you're lost idea. Yeah, the thing too is the reason that Deep Space Nine was so good is because Rick Berman didn't have as much like pull on the series as he had on the other ones. He had a huge he had a huge influence on Voyager and Next Generation, but mostly Voyager. So that's why, like, a lot of people I feel like don't like Voyager, and that's also why people don't like Enterprise, I feel like, is specifically because of Rick Berman, even if they don't know that's why they don't like it. Yeah, no, like, Ira Bear is my absolute hero. Like, the fact that just, and the thing too that I actually I was reading Blue Del Barrio and Ian Alexander's interview for the Out magazine that they did a little while ago, and there is still one there, okay? And it was actually funny because they actually talked about how, you know, this is kind of the first, like, Discovery is kind of the first series we had, like, openly queer relationships, but Star Trek has always just kind of been, like, kind of just a queer show, I guess. And it's like, it's kind of been, like, something that a lot of queer people have, like, seen themselves in, is what I mean. Because, like, I don't think I know a single person, like, personally in my personal life, that has seen Deep Space Nine and does not think that at least one of the characters is, like, absolutely, like, they have to ask me, like, is that character gay? Like, even though, like, they're not explicitly gay, but they, like, I don't know. I headcanon, like, everybody in Deep Space Nine is queer, but that's me projecting, so. Every time I see Stamets on screen, I keep waiting for him to start singing a Trek rendition of Love. I don't remember how to say that. Yeah, the subtext too, and, like, it's unfortunate that, you know, Rick Berman is homophobic, but, like, we did get really good shit from Deep Space Nine, especially for the 90s. Like, that show was, like, on its shit. And yes, Garrick. We love Garrick here. I keep saying I'm gonna go buy the Friend of Garrick shirt, but, like, then I always look at it and I'm like, I am too broke for this. And I think that's the thing is, like, I used to like Voyager better than Deep Space Nine, but the more times I've watched Deep Space Nine and just see how nuanced everything got, versus, like, Voyager was not that nuanced, I feel like. It's pronounced Lovey Bohem. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, I know Rent, but my brain was not in it right now. Okay. Everyone's dying. They're going to kill me. God damn it, let me heal. God damn it. Okay. And the thing that is so sad about Voyager, because I still really love Voyager. I don't love every episode of Voyager, of course, but I really do love Voyager. It has a very special place in my heart. But my thing is, like, the thing that's so sad about it is they had some really good concepts going, but I feel like they were not allowed to explore them as much as they should have been allowed to for, I feel like, making a great series. So it's just really unfortunate, especially because we've even heard, I think, Kate Mulgrew talk about how she kind of, like, mentioned, god damn it, she kind of, like, mentioned that she would have liked to show more support for the LGBTQ community during the time on Voyager, because they just never addressed it. But it's because Rick Berman is homophobic. Like, can we talk about how, like, Next Generation literally, like, was, you know, the AIDS crisis was still fresh and they wanted to write an episode about it and then they didn't because Rick Berman said no? And don't even get me started on the Outcast. I actually was, like, going to, watch that with some people as, like, a reaction thing, but the reality is it's, like, it was just honestly, like, for some of the people I was gonna, watch it with, like, I was like, I honestly think this is gonna be, too triggering, and we probably should not, have this discussion in a public venue for anything, because we will not be nice. Like, the only good thing to come out of that episode is, like, establishing that Riker is obviously bisexual. I'll go back and catch up on chat because I'm liking this discussion, but I'm kind of trying to not die again. Aha! I don't use that because I do not run anything on not normal. Ah, yee. Gotta hold on to that for sure. I'm switching back to my weapon I like. Oh, I got a perk point! Do we want... Yeah, why not give something different? I always pick max health because I'm like, I don't want to die. Okay. And then, also... Wait, I have a few things left. This... There we go. Okay, there we go! And the last artifact. Okay, now I will catch up. TOS is a little cringe for me. Yeah, so, agreed. My thing is, like, I guess maybe the reason I like Discovery is because I like how it gives us kind of a different side of things, especially where they just put it in the way far future now. It's fun. Voyager described as TNG light, and I often agree with that. Yeah, no, I would also agree with that. Voyager was part of my teenage years. I remember it being the flagship TV show of the UPN network in the 90s. While TNG was definitely my first Trek, Voyager was the Trek that I connected with most. Yeah, see, I would agree with that for sure, because, like, I watched so much Voyager as a kid. Now I'm only 23, so, like, obviously, I was not alive when most of these were on TV. I was alive, towards the end of Voyager's run, but I was not watching Star Trek at 3 years old. So, I got into it when I was around, 9 or 10, I feel like, so that would have been, not before 2007. But, yeah, so I watched so much Voyager, and I think it was just because, like, Voyager had the most women in it, and I was very specifically fascinated with women and, like, characters only. I feel like that's why I couldn't get into Deep Space Nine as much, because of, like, I don't know, it's just like there was, initially when I first watched Deep Space Nine, Julian Bashir bothered me a lot. So he doesn't as much now, but he did initially, and that was one of the things I think that made it a little harder for me to watch, because I also was like in love with Dax. That was the other thing. That's one of the things that always bugged me after TNG ended. You think the flagship show would be past Deep Space Nine, but Paramount was ready to hand that off to Voyager before TNG had even ended. No, that's the thing too. But my thing is, okay, why, like, but was that a bad thing? Was that truly a terrible thing? Because if Rick Berman would have had full control over Deep Space Nine, I don't think it would have been as good. I think it would have been worse if it would have been, like the flagship show, because they, like I said, I think Berman would have cared more about it. And it's good that he kind of just let some things slide and give us better content. But yeah, and that's the thing is like, and that's the thing too is, I think I mentioned this on another stream recently, but I saw a panel with Garrett Wong, you know, Harry Kim, and he was talking about how strict Voyager was on filming. And, like, how they would reshoot things just because, like, they missed one little, like, insignificant word, and it was just super crazy that way. So that was, wild, but not really a surprise. I have never finished, Babylon 5. I did start trying to watch it, and did not... I liked it, but now it's not on Amazon Prime anymore, I don't think, for free at least, so well, not free, but, you know, included with Amazon Prime, so, yeah, unfortunately I have not finished it, because I just don't have the money to invest in that kind of thing. Like, I can't pay for every single episode for, like, multiple seasons of a show. And then, yeah, early Bashir is very cringe, but in general, there are some things that I do in my own brain to try to, ignore some of Bashir's worst traits, in my opinion. And I feel like you can kind of not justify all of it, but you can justify a little bit of it if you, frame the character as actually queer. Because I think it adds more to, like, instead of this being, like, you know, basically straight man cringe, you can, kind of frame it a little bit different way. And so that's how I am able to, enjoy Bashir as a character, but I also enjoy, Bashir as a character for the later on, parallels, but, like, the later on parallels for, just, like, the genetically altered storyline, which I know was not popular at the time, but I really like it because I think it also frames Bashir as, like, neurodivergent, and that's also another thing that makes me, like, really relate with him. So yeah, Bashir and O'Brien is one of the best friendships, not just in Trek but in TV overall. Oh, 100% agreed. Is it on HBO Max? I actually do have HBO Max. Also, thank you for following, Chaos Cushland? I don't know. I'm trying to get better at saying people's usernames, but I don't ever know how to say them. Yeah, no, I got what you meant. My brain, my brain went to Babylon 5 with that, luckily for you. Alright, let's do this and move on to something else. I love me some Tholians. See, this just shows that, certain Star Trek Online community things are rubbing off on me, because honestly, when I saw that notification come in, I read that as Kurland. Like, ooh, that close-up. I was waiting for someone to say it. I know there's probably a little bit of stream delay, so... Yes, I have seen the Curlin body pillow. I actually swear, I think I retweeted the Curlin body pillow. Did y'all know I don't own any body pillows? And I've always, like, thought I should. I took it as Bashir going through learning curves and being forced to mature due to the serious of those times. And even realizing he was young and cringe. He was my least fave but got better. Yep. Oh, it's on HBO Max! Yes! Okay, I should have looked at that initially. So I should have definitely, looked at that, because I feel like HBO has, like, everything. Yeah. Oh, I want to switch to, yeah, him. But anyway, like I was saying about Bashir, eventually I am going to make my Bashir rant, because I literally have decided, like, if I continue on my Star Trek commentary series on YouTube, I 100% gotta do, at some point, my defending Bashir rant, and it's not defending all of his behavior, but it's just kind of trying to, like, explain why I actually like this character. But that's the thing is, like, I think, like, you know, but see, that's the thing is, like, I don't think just saying he was fresh out of medical school is, like, enough of an excuse for his behavior, especially given in this time, everybody kind of more accepts that behavior is not acceptable. And that's the thing too, is by 90s standards, like, half the other shows on TV were, like, they literally were like, they would not even bat an eye at that, but the characters in Deep Space Nine are like, no, this is weird. But, yeah, he was intended to be cringe, I think, and I think if he would have, like, as uncomfortable as he kind of makes people, I feel like, where is the transporter thing? Over here, I think? But the thing, too, is, like, when you put in all the layers of his character, his Season 1 and 2 characterization makes so much more sense. And the thing, too... Here's the thing, too. Wait, there we go. That's the thing, too, is that, I lost where I was going with this. I make this point all the time, oh my god. So, like... It slipped my mind again. Ah! Okay, Oh no, so yeah, so one of the things that bothers me about, so I have a couple of problems with, the Bashir ending, so to speak, with Ezri. First of all, his ass does not deserve Ezri, especially because I feel like, Dax at that point, like, Dax is the symbiote that is now in Ezri, kind of, you know, would not have realistically gone for Bashir, because the only reason I feel like they put them together is because they were both really, like, I don't know, that, like, young, naive personality together, but at this point, it's like, Bashir has developed beyond that, and that's the only reason I think that Dax even looked at him anyway. But it's like, I still feel like he didn't really deserve that. I think he was on a good path, and I think he needed, like, a little bit longer to, like, vibe before, yeah, but, you know, whatever. There's also his background of being an augment. He wasn't good with people because he couldn't get close to others for fear of them finding out, making him awkward and weird. Yes, and this is the thing too. That's the other thing too, is that because this is where my personal little this is my personal headcanon. I have seen this headcanon. I got this headcanon idea from other people in the fandom. However, I have developed it to be my own thing. So listen up, and I will eventually, like I said, make a video about this. But the biggest thing with Bashir and the whole genetic stuff is it's not only just, like, his fear of people finding out, it's also that I think, like I said, I think Bashir is neurodivergent, and if you really look at the way, like, you know, as people talk more and more about, like, you know, the autism spectrum and all that, I think what happened is Bashir was born, autistic, but more of, like, he had higher support needs, and his parents were like, oh no, this is bad. Like, we gotta get rid of this. We're gonna fix him. And then they, you know, so they, you know, get him, like, they think they fix him, but the thing is, he's still autistic. You cannot, like, this whole thing is just that, you know, you can't cure autism. That's not how it works. You simply took him, and now he has lower support needs in some aspects, but the thing is, it's like, the things that made him autistic initially are not gone. they are still there, and I think that's why he's kind of, like, more, like, socially awkward, and it takes him longer to get things. And like I said, I'm not saying it's an excuse for the behavior, but it's definitely an explanation, and I think that we shouldn't completely discount that when we're having a discussion about Bashir and how he was cringe, because that's the thing, is he was learning, and he was learning at a different, like, pace than others necessarily, but yeah. Yeah, no, I will stand by this headcanon that Bashir is absolutely autistic, and I don't think you can read the whole, I don't think you can read any of the genetically altered characters as not autistic, especially because, and the thing is, here's one of the things that made it so progressive, like, it just blows my mind, is how we actually saw a person who was autistic coded being hypersexual, and that is just something that we hardly ever see, because autistic people are so infantilized, I feel like, in media, and I just, I'm sorry, I went on this rant way too long, but yeah, I would fuck with the O'Brien ADHD theory as well. Like I said, I feel like because I relate to Bashir more, I think about his character more, and I don't really relate to O'Brien, but I would 100% go with that theory. I would actually probably agree with it now that I think about it. 100%. Yeah, I think the thing too is, like, he had to I think the thing too is the way that sorry, my brain is just going wild at this point. But I feel like also another point to that theory would be, like, the way that he seems very good at his work, but sometimes just like his life is always falling apart somehow, because he's kind of fixated on the one thing, which feels very ADHD to me. Now, like, I don't know. I don't know. I've suspected for a long time that I probably personally have ADHD. So maybe I might be projecting a little bit there. But as of now, I have not actually received a diagnosis for that. So everybody on that show has a problem. And not necessarily a problem, but, like, you know, like, something in their life that kind of, you know, affects everything else. Why is this what this is doing? Did I hit the wrong thing? I probably did. Yeah, that's the thing too, is Cisco was, like, a very good representation of PTSD, but I always point to Picard when I want to attend the research presentation. Okay. There we go.
I'm grateful for all you've done for our colony. We wouldn't
but
be
literally,
as far
I don't
as
think
we are without your assistance. That's why I wanted you here today, to hear for yourself.
I don't care. I literally just played through New Romulus. I'm screaming. Anyway, like I was saying, no, I always point to Picard as, like, one of the most primary examples of PTSD, but I think that what makes Cisco, like, more unique too is we get more of the perspective from, like, a black man who also has to experience, you know, blackness, and also at the time in the 90s, like, listen, you think people are racist now? People were worse in the 90s, obviously. So it's like, I think that was just a really, really important thing that we saw on TV at that time, so, yeah. And also just him being, like, a really good dad, like... Yeah, okay, okay, I have another rant coming, but, Picard was like a father to me and Riker a big brother. Oh, that's so sweet. But no, okay, so do you all know about the Space Dad support account on Twitter? There's also I think it's Space Doc Mom is the but I'm not sure. There's one for Picard and one for Dr. Crusher, and they're run by this lovely writer. And they just, like, post so many inspirational, nice things. They're beautiful. Picard's PTSD was worse because he was also in severe denial about seeing it as a weakness. That's the other thing, too, and I think, like, that was actually very important that we saw that. Because even today, PTSD still is really stigmatized. And so I think, like, it was so good! Yeah, so yeah, like, just Cisco is so good. Can we talk about, like, how, like, every character in TNG had daddy issues? Like, every single one, for whatever reason. Like, I don't know, I feel like that might have been the writers, you know, putting themselves into it a little bit, maybe. But I feel like a lot of people have issues with their fathers because of toxic masculinity. So, like, oh, I fucking love Cisco. But yeah, no, I always hear a lot of the time, people, like, whether they're diagnosed or not, a lot of people relate to, Data, like, Spock, yeah, no, the thing is, if you really look at the list of characters, I am, like, I like, feel like I am most like, and are the most relatable. It probably tells you a lot about the stuff that's probably, undiagnosed for me, too. I try really hard not to speak about this online, just because I don't want people to speculate, and I don't want people to think, like, I'm trying to be, like, toxic and self-diagnosy or something, especially, like, in the age of TikTok, where, like, I am not getting my information, like, from TikTok, you know? Like, this is, like, years of, like, looking up other stuff, you know, from verifiable sources. But no, like, my two top favorite characters when I was a kid, from, like, original series era, were Spock and, Saavik from the, movies. Why can I not think of the word movie? But yeah, oh, I saw someone, I don't remember where it was in one of the Star Trek groups, somewhere on Facebook, and some of them are really toxic, but, I saw someone literally, like, asking why Picard was so, like, weird about family or something, and I was like, bro, Picard was an abuse victim. Like, Picard's trauma started when he was young and just continued. And then you wonder why he, like, at some points would just go absolutely nuts. Yeah, no, he had the like, Picard's life sucked, like, for so long. And we're going to the underground ruins. Probably, I should have used the transporter. I'm gonna go back and use the transporter. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. Yeah, straight up, like, Q was very, good at revealing, important stuff about Picard for us, for sure. But, no, the thing, too, is the stuff with, like, his brother and everything. Like, that episode we had right after the whole Borg thing, and, like, they're basically, like, trying to, you know, make up for it a little bit, but, like, his dad directly affected his brother and his brother's behavior, and then his brother was toxic as fuck, so, you know, that's something I'm really interested in about the season of Picard. It looks like we're going to be getting some more glimpses about Picard's early life. For sure. Oh no, that's so far. I need to look at the thing again. By the time I, like, get there, I'm, like, not even gonna... Oh, we can't get there. We have to go to the, what's the closest one? Do we have to go to the crater? Oh, no, the Epo Fields. No, crater's closer. Alright, there we go. Gotta be careful over here. This is where I always get shot by Tholians. But no, I hope we get some of that too, honestly. Because it would just be nice. It's not yet. Where is the transporter? That's the thing too, is in a Picard series, I feel like we really ought to, like, at this point, since he's the only, like, character so far to get basically, like, a whole series only dedicated to him, we should know everything about his life by the end of it, you know what I'm saying? Especially because I heard that season 3 might be the last one, possibly? I mean, I think we always knew it was probably going to be more limited, especially because, like, you know, it's only about one character. There's only so much you can do. But I would just say I would hope in those limited seasons we would, you know, like, learn everything about this man. All of his personal life. Yeah, no, Generations is, like, the most depressing movie somehow, and somebody, like, recommended it as a Christmas movie, and I was like, no, Generations makes me cry. Like, I get why it's, like, a Christmas movie, but still, I am not okay after, watching Generations, so... Oh yeah, 7 of 9 is a big one for me as well. I was very, very into 7 of 9, if you know what I'm saying, in more ways than one. But I also really liked, for a while, I really resonated with B'Elanna Torres as well. But I feel like that was more because like, I never really struggled majorly with depression when I was young. I have struggled with depression now, and I did, like, on and off for a while as I was, like, an older teenager. But a lot of my friends experienced depression from when they were, like, very, very young, and I never really was able to fully understand it, I guess. And so I feel like B'Elanna helped me more understand it, and, like, what kind of, like, was going on with them, and it helped me just, you know, like, I don't know, because when you hear, like, one of your friends is, like, struggling with something, it's really, like, scary, but, like, you don't know how to help. I don't know. But, Patrick Stewart is also very old and probably can't keep up with a long-standing series anymore. Yeah, that's the thing, too, is I always knew it was going to be limited. I didn't expect it was going to end this soon, but I am not surprised in the least because, you know, he started it when he was older, and, you know, the man deserves a good retirement, you know? Generations is such a downer. Kirk dies, Picard's family dies, the Enterprise is destroyed, and Kirk is brought back to life only to be killed off again. No, you just described my feelings about Generations. Like, it's a beautiful movie, don't get me wrong, but my god. I think they said Picard season 4 might actually happen after all. I would be so happy, but, like, I know that, like, I don't want them to do it just because, like if I want them to, you know, do the show how they want to do a show. You know? Like, if they feel like the show should end after 3 seasons, they should end it after 3 seasons. don't drag it on for a fourth if there's not more story to be told, you know? Because especially, like, I feel like Picard, I want Picard to kind of stay unique. I don't think we'll have another Star Trek series like this again, because I don't think we'll ever have a character that is as iconic as Picard, and who really just stands for so much. I don't know. No, that's the thing too, is all the people who write off 7 of 9 because she was cast initially because of her, like, looks, essentially. Oh, they make me so mad, because it's really just so... She's really just so good. Like, she's such a good actress. It's just... Oh! Yeah, we are gonna have so much Trek. Like, we're gonna get as much, like, there's gonna be a day that we're gonna have, like, so much Trek, we're not gonna know what to do with it. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be like Star Wars, what Disney did to Star Wars. I just have so much content, we don't know what to do with it. But I feel like we still have so much story to tell in Trek. Like, I don't think it's really gonna be like what Disney did with Star Wars, because, one, it's not Disney, so, like, Disney just has different priorities than I feel like the company who owns Star Trek should have, just personally. But, if Ian McKellen could get a role in Picard, he may keep going. Okay, you're not wrong. 7 of 9 is life. Agreed. I think Picard should die at the end of the Picard series. He should die standing up to the ideals of the Federation that he loves so very much. A heroic death. See, I agree and disagree. Like, I will not be mad if they end Picard that way. I will be upset, but I won't be, like, mad about it. But, I also feel like, the thing is, so, I read something somewhere that the writers actually intended to go further with the Dr. Crusher and Picard romance, but they didn't want to because they wanted to keep Picard open for other romance. And I feel like, what would be the most satisfying ending of Picard for me is a reunion with them, and then they can simply live on the vineyard and vibe until they die of old age. Or, well, until Picard's robot body gives out. Yeah, no, 7 of 9 love, I'm loving it! 7 of 9 was Voyager for me, see, exactly, she's so good! No, that's the thing, is everybody is like, she's just the eye candy. Like, no. Okay, if we don't have a poker scene before Picard ends, please! I hope that any romance that was implied, I don't know, I did not really perceive romance specifically. It kind of just felt like, I don't know, a kind of weirdly close friendship, I don't know. But I hope that does not happen. That would be just fucking weird, frankly. Especially because, like, her husband just died. And, like, but then again, Picard's track record, he did eventually go after his dead best friend's wife, so... God. Yeah, that too. There's many things that would be very wrong with that, but I didn't perceive it as romance, like I said, and it was like, if like I missed something, because sometimes I do miss shit, but if I missed something, and that was what they were doing, nah, that needs to go. Don't like that. Oh, we need to EV suit up. Does everybody have an EV suit? He does not have an EV suit. Who has the EV suit? I know I have 4 of them. Okay, I guess we're buying one. Angie. They get the boring EV suit. it shows this little weird grayed out thing there. Like, we all know what an EV suit is. It's just confusing. Picard and Laris was kind of out of nowhere. I'm hoping it ends up being a more wake-up call about past romance possibilities. Roms need love too. Okay, but like, here's the thing. Like, she already had a husband. Like, the thing too is, I think they said it's been what, like a year and a, hey, is this someone from chat? Before I accept it, I probably is. I'll just, hello. Oh, okay, cool. No, am I just that stupid that I completely missed if they were doing a romance thing in the, premiere? Cause that just went over my head. Alright. Oh, I'm shooting at this one over here, I guess. Die. The smack. It's been nearly 2 years since the previous season. Okay, so yeah, so a year and a half, 2 years. I generally got the time frame close. But still, like, so sometime in that time, the other Romulan died, and now they're just like, oh, hello, new love interest for Picard? No, I hate that. Honestly though, I'm not gonna lie, at the end of season 1 for a minute, I thought maybe that they were going to, like, kill him off then and there. And I was like, that would be the world's worst death. I know! Why did they kill him off? Look, for all the things I loved about the premiere, that was the thing that bothered me the most. Like, I was over here and I was like, wait, did he die at some point in the last season that I'm just not remembering for whatever reason? No! He died in the off time! Like, why did they do that? Like, I hate when they do that. But like I said, they probably have some, like, greater purpose or something, but whatever. I do like her though. I just don't like her, you know, with Picard, you know, like... Where are we going? Ha! All right. Okay, I was a little mad about Data's death in Nemesis at the time, but now I can forgive it because of Picard, because of the Picard series. Ah! Yeah, and I get like what they're trying to do with that then, but I just still don't like it. I still think that I will only accept if Picard ends up with Vosh or Beverly Crusher. Those are the only two people I want to see Picard in a lifetime relationship with. Oh god, we're set all the way back. Nemesis always bothered me because of Data's death, but Picard really gave him the proper goodbye he deserved. Yeah, exactly. Like, it made it better. Yes, that is the right way. There was a comic where Geordi had a ship and they downloaded data into the ship's computer, so he became the interface / avatar. Aw, that's sweet. Waxana. Okay, Waxana is... Well, as fun as Waxana is, she's she would not be a good partner for Picard long term. I mean, you are allowed to ship whatever you like. I'm not ship gatekeeping. I am just saying I do not think that in canon they should be together forever. I also don't think Waxana would be a fan of the Vineyard. Has anyone else read the Imzadi novels by any chance? With the whole like timey-wimey whatever stuff. Alright, I'm gonna get this time. Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like Picard was a little quick to discount her, but I could not see them long term going along with it, but alright, which one is shutting down? Uh-oh. Station number 1. Where is station number 1? What is going on? Oh my god, hi! Sorry. Sorry, I always get rated at the worst moment. This is fine. Oh god. Oh, wait, it's there! It's this one! It's this one! It's this one! Everyone's dead, I'm gonna die. Okay, hi, hello! Welcome to Sarah and Friends! Oh my god, okay. Yeah, that's the other, okay, so, I missed so much in chat. Anyway, welcome friends. We are having a little discussion about, Star Trek along with our, Star Trek Online fun time today. I actually was going to hop off in just a bit, but maybe I'll just take a quick break and then, come back, actually, since y'all were so nice to join. But I'll only be on for probably about like 25, 30 more minutes is all. But I'm doing some like little discussion. No, for like the past 2 hours we just cannot stop talking about different stuff. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to take out some Tholians here. Oh no. Nope. Let me run, please! It's overloading! Yeah. Yeah, for once, that's nice. God. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the, resubscribe. Thank you for everything, everyone. Where were we? We were talking about Luaxana. Oh, right. Okay, so I actually at this point, that's the other reason why I don't, like, why I would not be pleased if they somehow brought Luaxana back, because I think it would be disrespectful to, at all, like, bring back Luaxana as someone who was not, Majel Barrett. Like, yeah, I feel like that would, I feel like I wouldn't like that. Though, I don't know, anything is possible considering, have y'all seen the Luke Skywalker deepfake they made? For fucking Star Wars? Also, sorry, I know Tinsera's, I should have put a warning, because I know Tinsera's room is, PG. Yeah, we are mature here, so, warning. Yeah, but it's oh, okay, cool. You got it. You got it. Yeah, anyway, yeah, so, but it's like Mark Hamill in his youth, though. Like, it's young Mark Hamill, so like that version of him no longer exists. God damn it, this is okay. Y'all, screaming at myself is actually really hurting me right now, too. Like, oh god. I've mentioned it before many times, I'm still in an ongoing saga with, like, my jaw and teeth just hating me. So most recently, my jaw still hurts, basically. Even though they filed it down to try to fix the filling that they think was making it so, my bite was off, but it still hurts! It really only gets bad, with, like, when I move my mouth a lot, you know, so talking and mostly, like, smiling is the biggest. I know! These folians are just too stressful. It's fine. Crying inside. Okay. Oh, thirsty comment. We want a thirsty comment about the Tholians? Let's see. What is their most attractive quality? I mean, look at them. They're all very attractive. Like, I mean, I do kind of wonder, like, how it would work, so to speak, if, like, you know what I mean? But, like, I don't know. I'd be down for it. Just, like, yeah, sexy little crystal spider. They're also hot, literally. God. Yeah, my science bridge officer keeps being the first to die, so that doesn't really, it's not really working very well. Okay. Yeah, he did a lot of work with the actor playing young him to get it as right as possible. Yeah, that's the thing is, I know it's like a process, but still, like, the fact that that level of technology is even possible is just terrifying to me. But at the same time, it's like, I personally feel like making a deep fake for that was unnecessary. I feel like I was very angry about that. I'm not gonna give, I've already given enough Star Trek spoilers. I'm not gonna give, like, Book of Boba Fett spoilers too. But, like, I have opinions. I have strong opinions. It's like, look, I don't even like Star Wars that much. Like, and yet. Okay, was there another, I feel like there's another thing here. Yes.
New readings have been detected in...
Okay. So the Smasher Pass scale Thorlians are a smash. Yes, they are. That's what I just said. That's what I'm like. Yeah, no, I would be into it. Then again, what else have I said that about? I think I said that about several other things that I absolutely should not have said that about. Like I said, thirsty comments, my favorite part of my stream. Like both pretty well, though some of the newer Star Wars flicks are a bit lacking. No, that's the thing is, I have strong opinions on the last couple Star Wars movies, but it's also like, I love The Mandalorian so much. Like, it is easily one of my favorite shows, and it's actually one of the things that got me back into trying to watch more Star Wars content, but I just cannot with some of the choices they made in Book of Boba Fett is all I'm saying. And also, like, I don't think I will ever forgive them, because y'all gotta remember, I need to say this more, I have a degree in film and media arts, so when I say that Star Wars Episode 9 was edited like absolute shit, I mean it. I straight up mean it. So bad. Okay, wait, there's a tip here. Iconian Rep Store has guns that provide 10 hit points. Good gun for a healer. Interesting. I am not super high on my Iconian reputation. I'm only tier 1, so I don't think I have anything that good yet. Laurel, wait, who is Laurel? Let me just
I received your signal.
Laurel.
Thank you for calling us down. I knew we could count on you.
Sir, I think I found some kind of log or recording.
I forgot who Laurel is.
Can you activate
Oh, that Laurel!
I'm
Now that's
not
also
sure.
a smash for
It
me.
has some iconography similar to artifact.
Okay. Yeah, my brain had to think about that for a second. I apologize. Okay. Cool, so we got all that. What did we get? I don't want that. Trash! Okay, I don't care. I'm trying to be nice to my inventory and not fill it all up again. Alright, anyway. Oh, I didn't check off my redeem there. There we go, complete. I do not want to do patrols! Leave me alone! Okay. Well, honestly, that is a pretty solid stopping point, not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna be sending y'all over to somebody else, maybe. So... My jaw hurts. I'm also kind of hungry. Okay, I'm gonna... While we kind of wrap up here, anyone have any suggestions for who we raid? Because people I follow, Star Trek Online people I follow anyway, are not live at the moment. What would a Klingon dragon be like? Scary as fuck, probably. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would agree. Like, even their dogs are terrifying. Raid suggestions? Also, RIP none of my mods being online. I can't give shoutouts or anything while I'm in the middle of a game, but like, overly emotional is doing Star Wars. Is there anybody who anybody knows doing Star Trek Online though? Because technically, Peace X Peace is live, but they're doing just chatting. So I was going to see if anybody was live doing Star Trek Online, but otherwise I'll send you over to Peace X Peace because they're just so fun. And then the raps. Oh, I live for the raps. All right. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is I was like, oh, I just go over there. I just go over there to her anyway, cause like, I live for the raps. Like, my whole thing is just like I have clearly been using my lyric writing skills wrong all this time. Like, why would I you know, write actual music when I should be taking inspiration from our queen and writing Star Trek music? Okay, alright. What is going on here? Uh-oh. What is happening? Okay, this is fine. Alright, okay. Alright, thank you everyone for joining me. I'm going to send you over to Peace. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. I think a lot of people followed me on Twitter during the stream. I gotta go look at that and everything. I always am finding new like Star Trek Online community people to follow, but yeah, anyway, you can also join my Discord if you'd like, and as usual, my tip link and Patreon is below if you know you want to celebrate International Women's Day and all that. Okay, so did you see they buffed Intel spec? Oh yeah. Yeah, I know, I did see that announcement. I'm kind of interested how it will go, because I do have lots of... intelligence was like the first specialization I kind of just like maxed out on everybody, so, you know, yay, good times. Alright, rating now, just a second. Please go support.